Minnesota Timberwolves are on the road to the playoffs, and you can be there for every electrifying moment. Head over to our contest page to find out how you can join their playoff priority access and register for a chance to win a grand prize of tickets to every Timberwolves home game for the 2024 NBA playoffs. That's KFAN.com. Just make the keyword contest to enter.
Yeah, some hootie hooting going on here. My apologies. I'm sure you just said this, but I just turned my headphones on. When do the playoffs start for your team?
Well, they have what? What do they have? 8 games left? So it's something like the end of the month.
Okay, got it.
The playoffs start on 4/20. Not doing a bit. It really does start at 4/20.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go to a Timberwolves playoff game.
Look at you.
That is something I've never done.
Are you? Like you're going to pay for a ticket?
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah.
Go with Muss.
Muss?
He'll go with you.
Muss ain't going to go.
That's probably true.
There's beer there, Muss.
Hey, Muss.
You had him at beer.
Garage.
Muss, have you ever been to a Wolves playoff game?
Man, he's got dumps like a truck.
Is that true?
Look at you, man.
The allegations are going around that you got dumps like a truck.
I got some sweet slabs, is what you're saying?
You sure do, brother.
Well, thank you. I was waiting for somebody to notice. A Wolves game?
Playoff game.
Oh, no, I have never been.
We should all get together and go together as a group.
Thanks, Tommy.
No. Is there a bar?
Of course there is.
Yeah, believe it or not, there are bars in stadiums.
Oh,
They're all around.
Your interest is peaked.
yeah. Yeah. The only time I go to any stadium now is when I'm working.
Yeah. You don't drink then.
Oh, good. No, that's after. That's after. They're called
After you get there.
called walking beers.
Yeah, walking sodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Moss, a little news flash for you.
didn't
Other than college campuses,
Yeah.
pretty much every arena and stadium has brewskis.
Yeah,
Oh, that's very smart.
it changes everything, doesn't
I
it?
bet they're real cheap, too.
Very cheap.
Oh, yeah,
very,
it's
very
$9
affordable. Very affordable, yes.
Yeah, sure.
Go on an empty stomach and just go after it.
Giving them away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for some news?
Yes, sir.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
Yeah.
They're back.
They are back. Back and better than ever. And they've got a new piggy, by the way. Zimpig is the name of the pig this year. Check out...
Like it.
Yeah, me too.
Funny.
Check out saintsbaseball.com to find out when you can go check them out. They started their season on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Food, fun, and don't forget, Wednesday at Bernie's with the Power Trip Morning Show featuring Terry Kaiser, July 24th. Bernie himself will be at the stadium.
How did you guys pull this
Still
off?
can't believe it.
They did it, man. We mentioned it on the air, and they did it.
They make
got him to
things
come.
happen.
They do, man.
Yeah.
They're the best.
We were
Derek and
joking about it
everybody.
one day, and they heard it, and they said, let's see if that's possible. So they tracked the guy down, and the guy said, sure.
All
Really?
of it. Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
What a good gig for him. He
I
doesn't
know.
have to do anything. He doesn't have to
Kinda like
talk
the
to you.
movie.
He
That's
doesn't
right.
have to do a thing.
We're carrying him around.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Have we ever met an Oscar winner?
No.
I don't know if we have.
I don't
Well,
believe.
didn't Will Smith
Will
end up
Smith,
winning that
Will
one?
Smith.
True.
Will Smith.
That is a good point.
But did
Yeah.
he win?
Well-
or was he just nominated?
No, he won.
Well, he eventually won.
He actually-
Oh, that's right. He won last year.
He
Yeah, that's
won the
right.
night of the slap.
That's right. Everyone forgets that he actually
He got
won.
to stick around and
Well, no,
accept
people
his
were,
award.
people were pissed about it. The fact that he got to actually sit back down
Right.
and then win the award.
You know
after
what?
the slap.
And remember, then he tried to, in his speech, he tried to say Richard defended his family like I just defended my family.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good pivot on his part.
He
Yeah,
tried
it
to
was.
pivot.
Yeah.
Nobody
That was
bought
good.
it. Nobody bought
Yeah,
it.
no, I thought it was pretty good. And I'll tell you what, I bet Chris Rock has kept that lady's name out of his mouth.
I wonder if he has. My guess is he badmouths her constantly.
What an incredible stand-up response, by the way.
That was good.
That was so good.
I forget what it was. What
It
did he
was
say? What did he say? I don't remember.
He did didn't he do about 30 minutes on
did.
it?
It was awesome.
No. I forget the name of that special. Anyway.
Was it, I'll talk about whoever I want to talk about?
I just remember laughing my ass off.
You remember nothing. No part of it. But it was funny.
I remember laughing.
Do you remember laughter? Trying to find the entire schedule for the... You know what my problem is, guys? Well, okay.
Lots.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How long do we got?
Don't answer
Where do we
that.
open this up?
Ain't
Don't
nobody
answer
got time for that.
You got leaky drawers.
When I unless it literally says, and the Timberwolves and a lot of teams do this to me, unless it says at Kansas City or home versus Kansas City on a team schedule. I can never figure it out.
Isn't the first
I'm too
team
stupid.
the home team?
See? You're guessing.
No,
That's the first
yeah,
team. It's the other way around.
Yeah,
it's the
in
other way
European soccer, it's home versus away.
Well, of course, I'm a big fan of that.
but here,
that's the
it's
big
usually
confusion.
road
Yeah.
versus home.
Chris, is that what you were checking? The
That's what I was
schedule of
checking.
European soccer?
I wanted to see who Tottenham was playing today.
The Saints are back home next Tuesday, April 9th against the Iowa Cubs.
Thank you, buddy. There you go. You're right. I just saw because they're at Nashville. In case you're wanting to do a little bit
That's
of a
got to
road
be
trip.
fun,
Yeah, it's pretty nice down there.
especially now. Probably gets a little hot in the summertime.
Yeah, get a little
Hot time
steamy.
in the
A
summertime.
little steamy.
Yeah, you get used
sweaty.
to it. You get used to it. It's dry heat.
We're starting to try to, because all my buddies are turning 30 now next year, so we're thinking about doing like one big 30 bash thing. And
Are you guys going to do Nashville?
we're thinking about it. Is
Do
that
it.
bad?
Oh, no, it's awesome.
I don't know.
I don't
You don't
want
like-
your life.
You don't like Nashville?
No, I like Nashville. I just think
None of us have been. So
Oh, okay. Well then, okay.
one
Then
of you
yeah.
getting
Yeah.
married
Then
to
do
a
it.
man?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I was
Then
gonna-
you-
that's
then you
kinda
gotta
I
go.
know it's a bachelorette
the white
party.
girl thing.
Yeah.
If one of you is getting
okay.
married to a man, then go.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, eventually.
that is perfect.
Yeah. You guys just load up with the straws that look like wieners and just have a day.
I mean, I have a whole drawer full of them.
Hey, just pack them away.
I'm going to throw it out there in case I might be free. How about wieners that look like straws?
Oh. Mine's a bendy.
That's called Peyronie's disease.
Is that what that's called?
It is.
Oh, man. That
There's an
sounds
actual name
delicious.
for it?
Yeah, the bent,
Poor Peroni.
the bent
I
carrot.
didn't know I was sick.
I had no idea.
You ever see
They're
the
looking at me like I should know. Was it on Twin Cities
Remember
Live?
the bent carrot disease or the
Oh, man, I see
commercial?
those
commercials all the time,
All the
Bus.
time.
Oh,
It's
You gotta
every
watch
third
more
commercial
TV.
on Hulu. I'm
Absolutely.
like, guys,
I've
do
never
I need
seen
to
it.
send you a picture of my wiener so you stop sending this ad?
it's like a boomerang. You just throw it out there and it comes on back.
Hey, how's the
I call it
Peronis in this
slight
place?
left.
Yeah, it's the mine's like JFK back into the left. Anyway, enough penis jokes. It's April Fool's Day, guys. The day of practical jokes. Here's Bree Tennis.
Historians don't really know the origin of April Fool's Day. It could be British, it could be French, it could be Scottish. They like the day so much they celebrate it for 2 days. It is a day of pranks, like replacing the center of an Oreo cookie with toothpaste or switching out the salt with the sugar. And it's important to keep your guard up so you're not made the fool. In all cultures, that's bad. And it's probably best to keep your boss out of your prank. I'm Bree Tennis.
Thanks, Bree.
Yeah, thanks, Bree.
Or putting saran wrap on the toilet.
Yeah,
Oh, that's always a good one.
Yeah,
Classic, yeah.
that's a good one.
Have you guys ever pulled off like a really good April Fool's
We
Day
did
prank?
one as a morning show.
Yeah, you guys did 20 minutes, right? Was it, am I right with this? You
Say
went 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then you just redid that 20 minutes.
That was Groundhog Day.
Oh, that
That's
was
Groundhog Day.
that was,
Yeah.
oh,
That's a good bit.
Yeah, that was a good bit. I remember that.
That's a good bit. That's Corey's idea, and we did it. We pulled it off.
We did the just have the cell phone tone at that time. I mean, now everybody has different, cell phone tones for themselves, but
Right.
but we did the cell phone tone, but we only did it in the right channel
Right.
and very lightly throughout the entire
That's a
morning
good
show.
bit. That's funny.
And people were calling in going, "You're hearing this, right?"
Rosie would never have noticed.
No.
No, would have never noticed.
I pulled. I hope he's not listening. I'm a guess because I don't know what time it is in Amsterdam. But I poked holes in all of his condoms before Sauce left.
It's a great bit.
That's what I thought.
Gotcha.
I thought it was funny.
I like the long-term commitment to that
Yeah,
bit.
you're welcome. When the baby's born, I'm gonna be like April Fools.
Her name's April, right?
The Powerball jackpot is on the verge of becoming an episode of Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. With no grand prize winner in Saturday night's drawing, Monday night's jackpot tonight has soared to $975 million. Odds of striking you rich are about 1 in 292 million. I like your odds. You can't win if you don't play.
The winner from New Jersey with the Mega Millions last week, is New Jersey a state where you can have anonymity or not?
No idea.
Here, let me.
Look it up, because I wonder if that person has to come forward.
Why wouldn't you?
Hey,
What would
I
you
want everybody to know.
No, you don't.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
I used to be
Are
on
you
your
kidding?
camp.
I
Bonus
bragged,
changed my mind. They can stay anonymous?
Yep.
All right, so they
I
probably
bragged
will.
about a $4 winner. I told everybody I know.
It's a lot different.
Everybody you knew.
Yeah.
Yep. when you're taking home $500 million.
I'm sorry, Zach. I didn't tell you. Sorry. I won $4.
Oh. Yeah, you never told me. Never got a phone call.
Zach's just a nobody to
Well,
you.
yeah, no, I knew
Hey,
Venmo was coming next.
Hey, Halvey, it's Muss. I just won $4 in the Powerball.
Hey, Sweatberg, I won $4. I'm not coming in.
Yeah, screw you.
Tell mommy I'm never coming home.
I tell everybody, man.
Although the other day, I gotta say this.
Get
I was checking my Mega Millions.
Damn right you
I
were.
put it in the little scanner, and it took a little bit longer than normal to say not a winner or whatever. I'm like,
You were sweating it.
it's thinking.
It's thinking, do we lie to this person and just
Yeah,
say not a
yeah.
winner?
Oh, yeah. Go check your tickets today, folks.
Yeah.
If the lottery has a sense of humor.
Anyway,
I just don't like the not a winner thing. Can we do something else? Can there be another message to you? That,
what? Just a sad face? What do you
maybe
want?
just nope. Just
Or
let's
nice
just,
try, buddy.
You're right.
Try again.
You're doing great.
So not a winner is just a little too harsh
It's
for you?
a little too much. It's just it's just a little too.
It's not talking about your life. It's talking about the ticket.
Oh, it is. It's talking about everything.
What if I told you
It
that?
knows.
What if I told you for the rest of us when we scan our tickets, it just says so close.
Yeah.
But for you, it says not a winner.
I would be pissed.
How about your loser?
No, see, now that's even worse. Come on, Ben. Again, are we talking about me playing Powerball or are we talking about my life?
Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah, it just says you're a loser, but you won.
Yeah, I just walked by it. I didn't even do the little
you even
beepy
put the
thing.
ticket.
Come on.
Not a winner. What the hell?
Now I'm sad.
It's okay.
Sorry about your problem.
Which one?
You have a confidence issue, Muss.
Me?
I think so.
Yeah.
Might have to do with you looking for self-esteem boosts from lottery verification systems.
Yep. I wish the scanner would be more complimentary.
It's not coming from my wife. It might as well come from that.
I feel like I should just walk up to the counter of, like the holiday and hand the guy $1 and he'll say, loss. Hand him another $1, loss. Hand him another, loss. And just get it over with because I don't want to forget about my ticket.
Yeah, but that juice of just scanning your ticket feels good.
Well, you know what they
Or
say
just
about the
driving
juice?
by that same convenience store and you see the number go back down to 20 mil.
yeah.
And you're like, there's a chance.
Yep,
I might be sitting on this.
it could be me.
Yeah, but then Corey always ruins it because he just announces all the time. He's like, no Minnesota winners, nothing. Winner was Texas
spoiler.
and Alabama, and there's a couple $1 million winners in Idaho and New Jersey. So
Yeah.
If I won and I told you
not a
secretly
winner.
that I did win the lottery, would you out me?
Ryan
Look like
Donaldson
Ryan
would.
Donaldson. You just beat me to it. Let's see. The $1 million winners on Saturday were Illinois, Louisiana, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. $4 million winners. When was the last time we've had a Minnesota even $1 million winner?
Wasn't there a
been a
Hastings
long
one?
time.
Let's
Not
get
that long
one.
ago? I thought that
sounds
was one out
right,
of
yeah.
Hastings. Maybe just a couple weeks ago.
That sounds right.
I don't know. Let's
Within
get one.
a month, yeah.
All right, we'll do sports after this. Power Trip Morning Show, Fan, with Ben Leber and Michael J. Mussman on The Fan.
The Fan.
The electric rock duo 21 Pilots are headed back to Minnesota, catching them October 12th as they bring the Clancy World Tour to Target Center. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. For more info, head over to KFAN.com, make the keyword calendar. And their new song kicks ass next semester. Look it up. It's amazing.
I'd love to play it for you.
I know. It sucks. That'd be a perfect song to jam out to, but
But aren't you promoting it so then you can?
Who knows?
Dude, we don't really know. We were told that wasn't true anymore.
no, that's not true.
Who
So
the
none
hell
of this has
knows?
been resolved yet?
No.
No.
Won't be. Ever.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care. Does it look like I care? I don't seem to care.
No.
I'll tell you right now. Big
Wait,
Booty
how are
Music.
you able to play this music right now?
This is something that iHeartRadio created that sounds exactly like something else, but is enough different that we won't get
Very
sued.
Metallica, yeah.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, I think it makes sense. I mean, we should have award shows instead of paying for licensing. I think that's a good idea.
Is Bonus back tomorrow, or is he in Japan already? When does he
I think he's
leave for
back
Japan?
tomorrow. I think he's coming in tomorrow, and then he leaves right after that because he just wants to come and get us all riled up.
Yeah, he's in Japan for almost a month.
Yeah.
Like
What's he
3
doing?
weeks. visiting his son. His son lives there.
He's
that's
investigating,
badass.
Yeah.
What does his son do?
BCE
Do we
crimes.
know?
What's his son do?
Yeah.
He's a samurai.
It's
I believe so. I think that's correct.
That's funny. That's really great.
Yeah.
Man, good for him.
Samurai, I love
man,
that.
Man, long line of samurais in that family.
Yeah.
He may or may not be part of the Yakuza, but that's fine.
Man, I got
Under the table.
I'm
Otis
guessing
is a ninja.
Yeah.
He's a what?
Yeah.
Ninja.
All right, everybody take a deep breath. Hey, I'm wondering, what was I going to say? I got distracted. Oh, am I the only one still watching Shogun?
I'm midway through episode 2. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm catching up now. I'm loving it so far.
So we have another episode coming up on Tuesday, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. We're up to date. We
Love
it.
that show.
We love it. Even though I got to read my TV, I still love it.
I know. It's good for you though. It's the first thing you've read in months.
No.
Yeah, if it's not Vikings related, you don't read.
No, I do not. You are correct.
It's so true.
It's true.
It's so true. I am, Hawk, I think I am caught up on Masters of Air.
And
I love it.
yeah, it's so good, right?
So I didn't realize I saw on Apple TV the 100th.
Yeah.
When did that come out? That's got to be brand new, right? And that's just a spinoff of the.
Yeah, I think it's brand new.
Oh man,
To me, it's brand new. Anyway, yeah.
I love that show,
Dude.
I watched a documentary on Bill Russell, which I'm not a basketball guy at all, and I didn't really.
Was he a pilot?
No.
Yeah,
No. I was just talking about documentaries. You were talking about a documentary.
Oh, okay.
okay.
I just didn't know we were talking about World War II,
Yeah,
and it's a really fun
I'm sorry.
miniseries. It's on
I'm
Apple.
sorry,
It's called
man.
Masters
I didn't know that this show had to
I
be
just
so
didn't
linear.
realize that
Very big guy
maybe
to get in a cockpit.
was he a
I was just offering.
Was he a bomber pilot?
We talked about Shogun, for God's sakes. There's no pilots in that.
Can you imagine just seeing Bill Russell come over the front lines? Oh my God!
I can see his legs dangling out the edge of a B-17.
He was so
That's a huge bitch.
I had no idea about.
Just
I knew his
Flintstoning it.
name, but I just didn't know a lot of the storyline behind. I knew that he had 11 titles.
Oh yeah.
11 titles.
a lot
And I
of
didn't
cars.
know that he and Wilt Stilt were like super close friends.
Were they
super
really?
close friends? Like to the point where if
Eskimo Brothers?
they were playing
Yeah, was
each
he
other,
getting sloppy seconds or
he
what?
would stay at Wilt's house. He'd go and have dinner with Wilt.
Yeah, you know why he was
Wilt
staying
aware
at
of this?
Wilt's.
Oh yeah. I would have stayed at Wilt's house
I would stay at Wilt's house too.
Are you one of his son's friends?
You mean one of the wall? Yeah, on the 20,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. They didn't go into that detail.
Of course not.
No, it was really good. Okay, sorry, brother. Meat sauce isn't here. I thought we needed to go tangential.
I'm trying.
What's it called again? Just the Bill Walton Masters
not
of the Court?
Bill Walton, Shogun Masters of Flight.
Who was it again? Bill Russell?
Yes, thank you.
Bill Walton owns Walmart, right?
How is it that we were talking Shogun first and then you just threw out something different and no one made fun of you?
He let us know that he turned his turn signal on.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey Hawk."
Yeah. Hey,
So I
Hawk,
knew-
because
yeah,
he
right.
knows, because
Right.
he
Yeah.
and I started watching Masters of the Air at the same time.
Right.
And then he started talking about Shogun. I'm like, oh,
Right.
the other show that you recommended that we had this commonality with
Right.
Oh,
was
none
Masters
of
of Air.
those details have come out.
Nobody
Now-
had
now
any
we're finding
connection
out.
to
We know where
the
they are.
show that you're talking about
Yeah.
with the Walmart Air or
Yeah.
whatever his name is,
You know
or
what you were?
the rapper,
Right.
hip hop artist.
You know what you were? You were the guy in the fast lane who decides he needs to exit right here. And so he goes all the way across and gets off the exit. and
Yeah,
almost
you were
kills
Reishi
everybody.
Rice.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. Oh.
You just want reishi rice on the bit,
Yeah.
and then you just got up and
Which,
walked
by the
away.
way, sounds delicious.
And it also sounds like
Yeah.
racing
Starving.
rice, which
Yeah.
is what he was doing.
That's right.
Very close.
That's a really good transition into sports. I'm going to go ahead and hit it now.
Nailed it.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
Hey, thanks all around.
Thank you.
Don't I have to do Twins dues too in Sauce's spot
Yeah,
here?
at the very end of this, at the very least. Yeah.
And that's sponsored as well, right?
I'll have that ready by the time you get there.
All right, let's do other things that are not Twins related then.
Okay.
Let's start with the Wolves. They lost yesterday to the Bulls, 109-101. The Wolves just didn't shoot very well, specifically from three. Even Ant after the game just said we just missed too many shots. He threw himself under the bus as well. The Wolves are 51-23. They won at Denver Friday, which was a huge win, but then blow one at home to the Bulls. Denver also won last night, 130-101 over Cleveland, and OKC won by a point over the Knicks. So the Thunder are in first place in the West. The Nuggets are a half game back, and the Wolves are one game back. The Wolves host Houston tomorrow. 8 games to go.
Here's Finchy on the loss.
They certainly were hot, but I think, we got to do a better job of A, containing the ball, and B, closing out with a little bit more urgency. In the first half in particular, I think we got the game plan wrong, so I'll take responsibility for that. And then, we finally adjusted it, started to look a little bit more like ourselves defensively. But by that time, they had, they had seen all the shots go in, so it's a confident team when it happens.
Yeah. So not a concern. They were super hot and we were super cold. It happened.
Yeah,
right?
It basically, the Bulls were just shooting the lights out last night. It was definitely a game that you miss Karl Anthony Towns because sometimes, even though you have the best defense in the NBA and have for most of the season, sometimes you just get into a shootout when another team's hot and you need a little bit more offense. So that was definitely a game that they missed. Cat poorly timed loss because of the wins by OKC and Denver, but the West is so unpredictable right now. You can't even. I know because it's so close to the playoffs, we're all looking at the potential playoff matchups and stuff like that. But this thing is going to change so much more by the time that it ends. So I mean, the top 3 seeds can finish in any order, and it's just going to be crazy.
The Wild host Ottawa tomorrow night at 7:00. They had a devastating loss over the weekend to Vegas, 2-1 in overtime on Saturday, but they got 0 points because they pulled a goalie in overtime going for the 2. So instead of getting the 1, they get 0 and fall even farther behind Vegas. So they're now chasing 4 teams: Vegas, Nashville, the Kings, and even technically St. Louis. Again, we're talking 1% chance, Zacho, something like that. I mean, it's just all but mathematically over.
Yeah, it sucks when you need to win out and you need help. And, it's just hard to imagine they're going to have both of that. So, finish the season strong. And, there's a lot to build off of this year. And if they can, avoid the injury bug, we'll see. But it's been a tough year. They've had the cap hit problem, cap hell, and so we'll see, though, tomorrow night, Ottawa back in town. And get down there to the X because it's still fun.
Okay. Would you say the best thing about this year, even though it's going the wrong way, is that Rossi is not a bust? Yeah. No, Rossi's not a bust. Brock Faber should win the Calder. He probably won't because people are stupid, but okay.
He was easily the best rookie in the NHL this year. So, but again, they're going to go for the high, flashy Bedard. But so there's, like I said, there's a lot of good to come out of this season. Obviously, it's not what we were hoping for. Just the second playoff miss since 2012. So they probably won't be out for long, hopefully, and we'll get back at it. But
you're much more optimistic than Swedberg is. Because that's what I go off of. The wild takes, I take off of
Nostradamus was more optimistic.
The donkey in Winnie the Pooh is...
Oh, my Lord.
Keep going, guys. Keep going.
I can't think of any more.
We're down to the Final Four in the NCAA. Alabama, UConn, Purdue, and NC State, your Final Four this Saturday.
Got my perfect 4 picked. Had all those teams.
Come on.
Yep. No, you did not.
Nope, I did not.
Okay.
I got one, Purdue.
Oh, good.
Purdue.
Good,
yeah.
good.
That game yesterday, 72-66, Purdue beat number 2 Tennessee. Dalton Knecht is projected lottery pick. He had 37 points for Tennessee. Zach Edey, a career-high 40 points and 16 boards. That is the first Final Four for Purdue since 1980, but Knecht had 37. Edey had 40, and that is the first time, according to some stats site, first time in NCAA tournament history that opposing players each scored half of their team's total points.
Woo!
So it was all Edey and all Knecht yesterday, basically, is the story there. Yep. Career high, 40. Dude's like 9 feet tall.
I love his story.
That's a huge bitch.
I love his story that he's just been passed up. And he talked about in the press conference so much. But, true underdog, right?
Yeah, man.
Nobody, it's not like he's playing for some, crappy team. But
he even took a shot at Rick Barnes.
He did.
Saying Rick looked the other way and didn't think about recruiting him. Whatever.
Come on, Rick.
Is it Twins News Quantum Fiber?
That's right. Let me check. Hold on. Let me be sure. I said that's right before.
Almost positive it is.
Twins News brought to you by Quantum Fiber.
Yeah, thanks, Quantum Fiber.
Thank you.
They're off today after a 11-0 loss to the Royals. Just 4 hits for the Twins. Bailey Ober got absolutely shelled. So off today and then at the Drunken Scotties the next 2 afternoons. 3 o'clock tomorrow, noon on Wednesday. Ben, we are officially into April, which means it is officially draft month. Sauce posted on Instagram this morning. We're 24 days away.
Let's go.
Good, because I'm getting real antsy and real bored.
Michael Penix.
Love him.
Let's go.
I've been saying that name for a long time.
You have, but you've been saying it with a smile or a smirk. We weren't sure.
No.
We don't know about your smirks.
Vikings news after this.
The Fan. And
741 Power Trip Morning Show. It is April Fool's Day, so watch your back. Mussman.
I didn't do it. We stopped doing that a long time ago.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
We used to always do something to the kids.
Yeah.
You know, and but now, I mean, they're in their 20s.
Being in school was the worst. April Fool's Day was.
Oh, yeah.
You had to have your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Head on a swivel. I can't talk.
It didn't have to be April Fools to get pantsed. Have you ever been pantsed?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Earlier
yeah.
today. Yeah.
Well, we know, Max, you. But that was this weekend.
Yeah, I do it to myself all the time.
I go from pantsing to tippers in middle school.
What was tippers?
I'm sorry.
Tippers
what now?
was just an open hand slap to the groin.
Oh.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Why would they call that a tipper?
Tippers.
Because you're trying to hit the
Because you're
tip?
hitting- yeah.
Just the tip.
We just called it a cup check.
We called it a C knock.
Oh,
My God, you guys are terrible.
Yeah, that's sexual assault.
it really was.
I
I
mean-
got hit so hard in choir class one time.
the worst.
Oh, my God.
Well, they were trying to get you to sing that upper high C.
Yeah, we had enough tenors.
I got him back later, though.
It's that,
Oh,
it's
how'd
that
you-
grazing one, though,
did
right?
you?
Took about
back in
15
blood.
years.
It's that grazing blow, isn't it? That's the worst. The grazing blow is the worst one.
Gave a little
Yes.
nibble.
Oh, it was
If
terrible.
you hit direct on, it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I can survive that. But that grazing one is where it's like
greatest-
Yeah.
well, then
instantly
in
your
that
back
case-
just starts hurting.
Then in that case, the greatest tipper of all time was when we did that Power Trip spring training, and I threw a ball.
Right in
It
the tip.
bounced off the ground and sliced Chris's thing off, essentially.
I'm not kidding you, dude. It hit me right in the tip.
Yeah, true story. You bled.
I went into the
You
bathroom and there
bled?
was blood in my underwear.
What?
Yeah.
From a football?
No,
Yeah,
a
no,
baseball.
Oh, a baseball.
Oh, my God.
Baseball.
Like my the tip was right like on the line of the underwear, you know? And so when it made when the baseball hit me at a high level of velocity, I bled in
tore it.
my
It's
pants.
split open like a Demogorgon.
That's exactly
So
right.
the backstory was since it sounds like you might not have heard this story,
No.
Chris was catching.
Yeah.
And we were having a speed contest. It was who can throw the ball the fastest. Well, a former employee, who you can probably guess, was willing to bet essentially anything that he could throw it faster than me.
Sure. Yeah.
Not again, self-awareness. And I'm like, I'm not going to throw it the fastest of this entire group, and I know I can throw it faster than you. So not in an accuracy competition. This was a speed contest.
Right. So you have the gun, the whole works?
Oh, yeah, we had the speed
yeah,
gun.
man.
Yeah, okay.
So I wasn't looking to throw a perfect strike. I'm going to just unleash it. I don't have control. I'm not a pitcher. So I one-hopped it, and it bounced up, and it hit Chris right in the... and ripped his tip, essentially.
The tips?
Well, meanwhile, Lefty Grove over here is throwing these, like, nice floating strikes, but like 10 miles an hour slower than me.
Yeah.
So when he lost, basically said, yeah, but I threw strikes. I'm like, I didn't know that's what we were aiming for.
Meanwhile, they were arguing about that while I'm going to the emergency room.
That's a tough one there to go to the hospital for.
I made
yeah.
3 doctors throw up that morning.
So, yeah, he was trying to argue that he won because he threw strikes.
And the whole time, hockey was just there because you guys said we're going to use the jugs machine.
Yep, we pretty much did.
I'm there. Jugs
Yeah,
machine.
Sweet.
I'm in.
Yeah. Sign me up.
Modern
First
technology is the best.
AI technology rules.
And
I'm cool with the Matrix if they got jugs machines.
Instead, he was in the club getting tipsy.
I just remember when you came back, everybody was saying, Chris is bleeding. I'm like, how can you be bleeding?
Yeah.
Did you get stitches?
No,
that's how.
I am no snitch. No, I did not. But it did eventually. I had a scab on there. I did have a scab.
Jeez.
That's not the first
Did
one
you
you've
pick
had.
it?
Yeah.
Good thing Dracula wasn't around.
I did not. And let
You
me
got a
tell
scar?
you, do you know how much time I had to say, I swear to God, I got hit with a baseball.
It's not what you think.
Did you have to walk around with like cones around your hands? So
I
you
did.
Oh, Zacco. That's a good one.
I'm going to miss you next week.
Good one.
You're clever today.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Your truck accessories pro.
All right, Detroit, Michigan, April 25th, 26th, and 27th is the host of the NFL Draft for 2024. Detroit. All right, Detroit.
Detroit.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, those people will show up. They'll put on a good show.
Well, you'll be down at U.S. Bank Stadium, right?
I will be at U.S. Bank Stadium on Thursday
Likewise.
night.
Yes.
Which is going to be really odd because normally the show ends shortly after the Viking. You know how it goes. The Vikings select, and then we tap dance for a little. We do a reaction, and then we go to commercial, and then we try to get GM and / head coach on. Maybe a player comes on, and that's it. If we're picking in the top 10 potentially,
Yeah.
No, we got the 11 and the 23. You guys will have plenty of the show.
but I'm saying if we're in the top 10, then we don't have 11 and 23.
Yeah, man.
So it could be a quick show.
It could be
like
quick.
a hockey going to a party. You show up, hang around for a little while, see everybody, and then
Then you say, I got to go to the bathroom.
Just Abe Simpson the whole thing and just turn around.
You say, I think I'm bleeding into my underwear.
you got to quit using that excuse.
You're right. No, it's been working for 20 years.
Probably should have looked this up, Ben, but in the history of the NFL Draft, we've never had 4 quarterbacks go in the top 4, correct? Has that ever happened?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
They were talking about that yesterday.
So it would be the first time ever if it actually goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And is what you believe is going to happen or not?
I think it's a high likelihood. Whether we're the 4th team or not,
right.
I think that, yes.
You think whoever the 4 teams are, you think picks 1 through 4 will be in whatever order: Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and JJ
move up
McCarthy.
or somebody else moves up.
That's what I'm saying. Like whether it's us
Arizona's going to probably go with the wide receiver.
Yes,
right?
whether it's us or somebody else that trades up to 4. If that's the case, then I think it will go 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, even if the Patriots get rid of that 3rd pick and they sell off, well, then that team that's moving up is taking a quarterback. So it's a good chance that whoever is drafting, especially if there are trades to be made, if trades are being made, yes, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do you believe the wide receiver debate, which is almost not being talked about at all because everybody's talking about these 4 quarterbacks? Do you think it's true that it's not Marvin Harrison as a slam dunk? Because everybody's saying Malik Neighbors should absolutely be in the conversation to be higher than Marvin Harrison Jr. Do you think normally in a different year, maybe that debate would be raging a little bit, but right now nobody seems to care?
Well, I think it's the same argument that people are having right now with Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. It's going into the draft, actually going into the last college football season, Marvin Harrison Jr. was the number 1 wide receiver. A lot of people saying maybe the number 1 overall pick, like the best player in college football. So because everybody's been talking about it for so long, we have all these weeks to nitpick and find things, and for people to look back and revisionist history and say like, nope, I was the one that said Malik Neighbors was better. So I think it's the same argument going. That's why so many people are down on Caleb Williams, because he's been slotted to go number 1 for the last year.
Do you think it's because like the combine not doing anything during that for both of those players? And
you're talking Caleb?
Yeah, Caleb and also the wide receiver.
Kerry Lundgren?
Yes, Kerry. Yep. The 3rd. And but when you don't get to see the workouts, like people get like worked up about it, and then Neighbors goes jumping up because he wanted to hit 4-3 on the shuttle or whatever so badly, and he just stuck around.
I think all of that is playing into this idea that now we have a little bit of a debate and a controversy. And the thing is, I was saying this on PA show the other day, is it's so funny how when we get like married to a take and we think that Malik Neighbors he's better. I'm going to go on record and say he's better. It's like everybody thinks that when you say that you think that Marvin Harrison's a chump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, we're not saying you're not saying that Marvin Harrison's not good or he's not going to be good. Like he very much could be a Hall of Famer. You're just also saying that hey, Malik Neighbors is also very good. I
had to do it to myself. I banged into my own microphone, so I had to play the bongos on myself. Sorry, go ahead.
What happened?
Oh, and we've been doing this. Anytime Rosie bangs into his microphone, which is about 19 times a day.
Yeah,
right. And then I just did it to myself, so I had to punish myself.
These new microphones are so much more sensitive, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you touch the table now, you can hear it reverberate through the microphones. Back in the day, we could just beat on them, and you would never know the difference. Now, if you just set a pen down.
We don't have any shock mount or anything.
Exactly.
So.
That's right.
You drop a pen and the whole
I heard that.
can hear it.
I heard that.
Hey, Ben, I'm sorry to interrupt you there.
No,
but,
you're fine.
Let me kind of, it's a little bit of a transition from what Mus just asked you, because I have two schools of thought on this. And, I don't like school. So I want you to help me out. Mm-hmm. I am always interested by how much people's draft stock changes after the season ends. When you have a player who's played probably 2, maybe 3, possibly 4 years of college football,
right?
You got so much tape, and you should know whether or not this guy can play football. But then he goes to the combine, he runs, he does his pro day, he runs. People start saying this, that, and the other, and you say, okay, well, maybe they're putting too much stock in the in non-football stuff. So, but my point is, I kind of understand, because when you're a college football player, you are at the mercy of your coaches and your system. So maybe as a GM/coach in the NFL, you're saying, okay, this guy had a decent college career because his surroundings weren't that great for him. I can make him better than that. Which one do you give more credence to? Do you think it's right that players go up or down based on their off-field stuff?
I think it's right that they go up or down based on their off-field stuff, because I think a lot of that stuff does matter. I'm not saying like, some things that you're like, oh, what's he do at home and what's his personality like? But I think when these teams find out how they're made up, and they're like, oh, this guy, like he's super smart, super cerebral, does this, and like maybe I didn't know that by watching film or all my previous research. And when you actually sit down and talk to him, like, well, personality wise, I can see why he's gonna be a great leader, because of those intrinsic things really do matter.
Ponder.
True, and that's Ponder having a photographic memory, and Spielman's talked about this before. Like, that's one of his biggest misses. They were so enamored by his photographic memory that sitting in a meeting with him, talking about an offensive play, and he didn't take any notes. He was the only guy in the whole room that didn't take any notes down, and then got up on the board and regurgitated everything that they just taught him.
That's crazy.
And they're like, oh
nuts.
My God. But they didn't realize, and this
he only
is where
had one leg.
Well, what they didn't realize, and maybe this goes back to the film marrying up to what they saw in the classroom, was his processing speed wasn't fast. When he's under pressure and he's actually has to make decisions on the field, is not as fast as it is and impressive as it is when he's sitting in a classroom where nobody's running after him.
Crazy.
So that is the science behind it. I will say this.
What's that test called again? The one that you told us about a couple of years ago?
Wonderlic.
The S2.
Yeah,
S2. That's it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So when do those numbers come out, or are they supposed to be private?
I don't know.
I think they're private.
I think they come out maybe after the draft.
Okay.
All right. So the teams know, but they leak out. How does that work?
Because we found out about last year's stuff.
Right. Wasn't Brock Purdy was super high up on that?
He was super high on the list.
That was a couple of years ago, obviously. But I'm trying to remember who else we had talked about that was way up on that. On that test. I'm blanking now, but there was a reason it kept coming up on this show.
Were you a better player than your college tape would have shown?
That's a great question. I don't know. I guess it's hard for me to analyze. The thing is, like, I don't really know what they thought of me. I never saw their evaluations of what they wrote down about me.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool, kind of scary at the same time. But no, I think that I was. I mean, based on the guys in my class that end up having longevity and success or whatever, like, I should have been drafted higher. If you had to do it all over again, if you're like, okay, this guy's going to have a 10-year career and blah, 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 then you would say, okay, well, then he wouldn't be a third-round draft pick. Like, maybe we should draft him higher. I will say this. Let me say this about all the draft evaluations. This is a theory that I have. I think a lot of this movement from players, up, down, his stock is rising, his stock is falling. And this is all coming from all of the quote unquote experts and pundits. What happens is we're all influenced by media, and we are all, we never have enough time to truly do evaluations. What's happening with the Orlovskis of the world and the guys that are the tip of the spear when it comes to NFL information and NFL draft information that gets disseminated down to all of us as the casuals, right? And then we regurgitate that information. It's no different than this mainstream media. The thing is, they're not watching every game that these guys are playing. You only have time to watch the highlights from that week. You're like, oh yeah, Michael Penix had a great game against Oregon, whatever. You don't, until the draft process and we have 3.5 months to prepare, the Orlovskis of the world are now watching the tape back and saying like, oh, I've watched 10 of his games and holy cow, didn't realize how good he was, stock rising. And then they're like, oh, well, I watched Bo Nix and I think that he's not as good as people are talking about. So I think that during this time, you actually have time to put together real, authentic takes and opinions based on actually watching the film. Other than that, you're regurgitating highlights and headlines through the whole season. And so I think that's why a lot of this stuff gets, we talk about it so much. You're like, oh no, this guy's actually better than you think. What? Well, why do you say that? Oh, it's because I actually watched his game film.
Yeah. Ben,
we're killing segments is basically it, right?
Right. And the thing is, it's nobody's fault. It's just like nobody has enough time to watch all the stuff.
But yeah, every one of these pundits, they'll change it up because they can't just keep saying the same thing. You can't just constantly go, oh no, Michael Penix, he should go at 11 with the Vikings, and then not have any other take because then otherwise, like, okay, now what? What are we gonna?
Yeah, what are we gonna do for the next 8
9.
weeks?
Yeah.
Check this out, Ben. Obviously, you probably remember this, or maybe you don't. But you were drafted number 71 overall, third round of the draft. Right before you, the team that picked was the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
They picked a defensive back by the name of Willie Offord out of South Carolina. Don't remember him at all. Does anybody?
No.
Yeah.
Do you? I don't remember him at all. But at the top of your draft, David Carr was number 1 overall. You remember who was number 2?
No.
What
Julius
team?
Peppers. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Pep.
Okay, number 3 was a quarterback.
Joey Harrington.
That's right. Number 4 was a tackle named Mike Williams. Didn't figure you'd know who that is. A defensive back went number 5 overall.
Quentin Jammer.
That's right, Quentin Jammer. That's
your
right.
teammate, was he not?
Yeah.
That's right. Man, that guy was good.
He was good.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about that draft.
Right.
As far as
You were busy. You had a lot going on, man. The Vikings took somebody at number 7 overall in the 2002 draft.
It's got to be Troy. No, not Troy Williams, because that was later.
That was later.
Hang on. So 02. We had the 7th overall pick in 02.
That's right.
We did not go
Underwood?
quarterback.
No, he was like 28th. That was the Dante year. What side of the ball?
Offensive player. Enormous dude.
Hang on. Oh, Bryant McKinney.
Bryant McKinney. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Bryant McKinney, number 7 overall, straight out of Miami. Man, that's a big dude.
Oh, and he was so good when he got mad.
Yeah.
So good.
Otherwise, you're like,
The thing is, he was good even when he was just like having an off day and just kind of like quote unquote going through the motions. Like, I'm just going to get through this practice. He was good. He was excellent when he was pissed off.
Yeah. That's a huge bitch. If you embarrassed him, he would just light up the rest of the game.
Wow.
Yeah. He embarrassed me a few times in practice.
Ben, and I believe this guy ended up being your teammate. The 23rd overall selection in your draft was another linebacker who went to Oakland.
Yeah, Napo.
That's right, Napoleon Harris.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was a first-round pick.
Yeah, he was. I didn't have the best first impression of Napo at the combine. He definitely was, the quote unquote the best guy of the group. He was the one getting all of the attention, all the accolades, and Napo definitely acted like it. I'll just put it that way.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Little confidence.
Yeah.
By the time you got to be a teammate with him, he was a different guy.
Super.
I guess.
He's
right.
great dude. Like that's the thing is, like, when you become teammates with people, and I don't know, maybe there was a little dose of humility because it didn't pan out as well as he had thought. But I enjoyed every second with him. He was fun. He was I liked it.
Right after Napoleon Harris, Baltimore selected a guy who had a pretty good career.
Ed Reed.
That's right. The next pick, Ed Reed.
One of my favorite players of all time.
No doubt, man. By the way, also in that draft, another linebacker drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. I think he might have still been on the team when you got here.
Kylie Wong?
No.
Which round? Round 2?
This is round 2, pick number 38 overall out of Washington State.
Oh, yeah. Ronald Smith.
That's right.
Yep.
Ronald Smith. Was he still around when you got here?
No. I think he might have been one of the reasons why they brought me in. Because I don't think
he didn't work.
Yeah, because he didn't pan out.
Wow.
I found an old website where someone was breaking down picks for what the Giants should take in 2002. And someone said, Leber is a strong side candidate, has good size, decent athlete, very good intangibles, but isn't real tough at the point of attack. Decent in coverage, solid prospect, but not special.
Why can't you be stronger? Why can't you be special?
You know that last line? You read the last line of every article, right? Did you read that last line again?
Solid prospect, comma, but not special.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, Ben.
And why did it sound like Max had a smile on his face?
I know.
He did.
It sounded like he added that part.
I forgot to tell you guys I was a New York Giants draft analyst in 2002.
Can I be really, really honest with you?
I'd love it.
That actually is a good, decent breakdown.
That's pretty cool, man, that you can look at yourself and say, right.
In all honesty, my college tape, if you're watching my college tape, like, I had to learn how to be tougher at the point of attack. Like, that is like number one of the things I had to work on.
But isn't that, I'm sorry, I don't, tough is a weird word when you're talking about that, because isn't a lot of that, what is the word I'm thinking about? Just doing it correctly, you know what I mean? Like the mechanics of making a tackle?
No. So like, let me just like see if I can paint somewhat of a picture here. E.J. Henderson doesn't have to work on his physicality at the point of attack.
Okay.
Like, he instinctively will just be a guy that runs in there and just knocks people around. I had to be given more of like, okay, your job is to go in there and like hit this guy with this leverage. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that. Yeah, give me, I was not just going to like throw my body around. I was not a reckless player. But EJ was more of like that reckless, like, holy cow, this dude is, Lance Briggs was like a reckless player.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so when you're watching the college tape, you're like, this guy will hit some people.
And that can be taught. That's not just innate.
No, I guess it was taught for me.
Sure.
Well, I mean, it was because on a lot of the film showed you on your tippy toes.
Do you have some of your college tape?
No. Well, no. My dad made a little highlight tape, I think. But anyway, if there was audio to that stuff, you'd be like, ew.
Politely asking running backs to go down. Please. Not like that, Zach. Calm down.
Let me say please.
Yeah, that was Vikings news. We got 4 more weeks basically to talk about this draft.
I still don't think we move up.
And to your point, Muss,
Yeah,
we've kind of exhausted all of our takes at this point.
I know, but I don't want to have that many number ones that we give up to get JJ. I think it's too much of a stretch.
Because you don't like to gamble.
This is true.
It is a huge gamble.
Like
if you're right, it is 1,000% worth it. If it's wrong, it's a disaster.
Right.
And lots of people are losing their jobs.
But everything I keep reading about says like we don't have to give up that much to go that high. It's like you swap 11 to 4, you give up 23, and then maybe a third or fourth rounder.
I'm okay with that.
Deal.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
me too.
We do another for like 2025, then that's too much.
Yeah,
Like
do
first
not.
round.
Yeah, it all depends on what they're fielding from the Broncos or other teams.
And
right?
this is what I trust, is that in just 2 years, KOC, if he likes a quarterback, I think, go get him. Absolutely. It's just like Beefalo. Right now, we're just like, whatever he says, yep, let's do it.
Right.
What he did last year with that defense, yep, whatever you need.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Fan 5 in a second, and then headlines in the 8 o'clock hour. More with Muss and Leber after this on The Fan.
The Fan.